35-25. Launch pass to Chambers and behind the back.
Did you ever think in your wildest dreams? I guess.
KJ to Chambers. Damn!
40 points in the first half for Tom Chambers.
Chambers to win the game. He's got it. Welcome back to Tom Chambers' Greatest Games. In this episode, we go back to 1992 and one of Chambers' best games of that season. After getting off to a very slow start to the 91-92 season, Chambers' minutes and scoring production had dropped off dramatically.
I felt that I deserved the time, was working hard, was trying to do all of the other things to help the team win, but I wasn't getting that opportunity at the end of the game, and that's very hard for me, being around as long as I have.
But by January, he began putting up more consistent 20-point games, including this nationally broadcasted overtime thriller against the Suns' Pacific Division nemesis, the Portland Trailblazers. Both teams had almost identical season records and were battling for the number 2 spot in the Pacific Division. Chambers would immediately begin impacting the game, with his trademark inside-outside scoring, along with his passing and rebounding.
Well, Tom's Chamber has had a lot to cheer about in the first quarter. 14 points, just one below his seasonal average.
But his clutch play in the fourth quarter and in overtime would help the Suns to defeat the deep and athletic Trailblazers, who had become their main rival in the West. Chambers' stat line for this game: 36 points, 10 rebounds, 5 assists, and 2 steals. So let's go back to January 19th, 1992, the Phoenix Suns versus the Portland Trailblazers on NBC Sports.
Struggling, the high-scoring Drexler in the backcourt along with the point guard Terry Porter. For the Suns, Tom Chambers playing well the last couple of weeks. Tim Perry, Lang, Johnson, and Hornacek, who is the Suns' leading scorer on the season. Rick Adelman is the Blazer coach in his 4th season, and Cotton Fitzsimmons in his 19th year as the head coach of the Suns, 7th winningest NBA coach of all time. Should be a fast-paced game up and down the floor. Tom Hammond and Steve Jones with you from Phoenix. All right, Joel, Cotton Fitzsimmons over at the scorer's table. Buck Williams was involved in a little confrontation or something. Steve, they got a warning. Did you figure out what exactly was going on?
Double technical on Williams and Chambers. What happened on the exchange down at the other end? It was pushing and shoving. There were words exchanged by both players, and the officials come back as they want to try to get this game under control.
By Tim Perry of the Phoenix Suns. Tom Chambers.
One of the things that Portland has to do against the Phoenix Suns is be able to stay close early.
KJ, there's the penetration. Got it in, and it's foul.
Kevin Johnson steal.
KJ with a steal, and the pass to Chambers to the hoop. Blocked, but a foul.
On Duckworth.
Tom Chambers has been the leading scorer for the Suns 2 of the last 3 years, but had some nagging injuries to start this season, got off to a very slow start, and became upset when his fourth quarter minutes were drastically down. It was Perry and Majerle on the wings in the fourth quarter, and he and Cotton Fitzsimmons discussed it, but the last 2 weeks, Chambers has been coming back. Drexler got open underneath. Drexler around Perry, and the helping defense, a shot blocked by West, and then a foul. And at the line, Chambers, he has 4 points. He's hit his only 2 free throws, and now 3 for 3 at the stripe.
With Chambers, his key is to get involved early. You see his scoring decline, but he scores early. His game picks up here in 91-92. He's had a very, very slow start. They're trying to get him well.
Chambers, a 4-time All-Star and MVP of the All-Star game back in '87. Biggest lead for the Suns. Duckworth.
A control shot from him, and he's got his first 2.
And with 4 minutes left, the Suns lead cut to 3. Chambers pulls up and scores.
two-man play, and because Kevin Johnson is so good at penetration, they both react. That allows him enough time to get the ball to Tom Chambers. He cashes as we go to the break.
3 points for Porter. Chambers in a hurry the other way. Nice dish to Marley.
No time to celebrate in either one of these teams. They're going to come back at you, and they real Phoenix Suns quickly, after a made basket by the Trailblazers, attack Dan Marley over the rim with the left hand.
They got off to a very slow start. Some personal tragedies. Buck Williams lost his mother, and Terry Porter's dad died, perhaps affecting their concentration at the start of the season.
Now, when Porter has that lathered up look like a boxer, that means he's playing with intensity. He's playing good basketball. He has it now. He's out of the ball game. Ainge in. Chambers got to the line with a push underneath by Alaa Abdelnaby.
Chambers perfect at the line, 6 for 6. He has 10 points. Chambers out top. Moved on Abdelnaby and scooped it through. He has 12, leading scorer in the game.
An aggressive start for Tom Chambers at both ends of the floor. He's making things happen.
And a rebounding foul with 1.6 seconds on Abdelnaby. Costly foul by the Blazers with time running out.
You cannot give a good offensive player like Chambers anything cheap. With every trip to the free throw line or every basket he scores, he becomes a more aggressive player. The knock against Chambers has been his lack of defensive intensity. You've seen him come up with a couple of steals here early.
You sure you're not a candidate for a coach somewhere?
Number 30, Terry Porter returns to the Blazer lineup for 0-0 Kevin Duckworth.
Terry Porter back for the final 1 second plus.
Number 32, Negele Knight into the Suns lineup.
You continue going that way, I can get you a job at the M crowd.
Negele Knight comes on for the Suns. Chambers for his second free throw. He's perfect, 8 for 8 at the free throw line. Kersey can't get a shot away as the first quarter comes to an end. Tom Chambers, just one below his seasonal average in the first quarter, has led the Suns to a 34-26 lead.
That upset me. I felt that I deserved the time, was working hard, was trying to do all of the other things to help the team win, but I wasn't getting that opportunity at the end of the game, and that's very hard for me, being around as long as I have, because, you know, bag the rest, bag the first 3 quarters. I want to play when the game's on the line, so that was real frustrating for me.
Well, Tom's Chamber has had a lot to cheer about in the first quarter. 14 points, just one below his seasonal average, and I predict a lot more fourth quarter minutes for him in games to come.
You know, with a coach, it's what have you done for me lately? And with 14 in the first, that means he'll be around in the fourth. The Trailblazers have made some substitutions, Tom.
Suns have their biggest lead as we start the second quarter. Robert Pack is in for Portland. Ainge fires from outside. 2 points to Cajun.
That turned out to be much tougher than it should have been for the Trailblazers. This one doesn't for the Phoenix Suns.
The Suns rebound the miss, get out on the break for the slam by Dan Marley. 10.9 left, tied up. Drexler in a hurry to Ainge, three-pointer air ball. Porter's follow goes. Porter with an off-balance shot. The Suns try to get one final attempt. Marley got it away. No good.
At the end of the first half, Blazers 61, Suns
The Portland Trailblazers trailing most of the half. Go to the locker room with the lead.
Quick hard push. Ainge misses. Terry Porter gets it, throws it back up all in one motion. Big quarter for Terry Porter.
So despite some key players in foul trouble, Portland comes from behind to lead 61-59 at halftime. Now stay tuned for the Prudential. Have a third chance. Drexler for 3. Yes!
Three-point goal by Drexler.
That drives a coach to distraction because you can't make twos, and the guy felt that my defense has done a good job. Now it's on Kevin Johnson and the Suns to respond. They're down 10.
Clyde's hit 3 of his first 4 shots in the quarter. Hornacek gets it off to Lang, who slams it home. Johnson lost it. Lead pass Drexler. Against Perry, slams home.
mistakes, and both teams have made them pay. Johnson quickly, then Drexler made it a mid-air adjustment against a high-rising Perry to throw it down when they leave him. He's a guy that doesn't look like a basketball player to begin with. Thunder one down.
Strong Thunder dunk for 20 points, Dan Majerle. And it's 81-72.
Dan Majerle beat Jerome. Kersey got deep, and he exploded to the rim before Kevin Duckworth could get there.
Chambers faked the shot, going to the basket. 18 for Chambers.
And Chambers has been quieted after 14 in the first. That is his first 2 of the second half.
And the Trailblazers, Rick Adelman sensing a Phoenix run. Asks for timeout. 3:19 left in the third. Without a hand in his face, he collects point number 8. Drexler, showing no mercy, streaks right down court. You just can't take a deep breath. The Blazers are right back on top of you.
Transition offense and defense is a key. Now there's a 3, and the 4 will come out of this. So as quickly as we have nighttime, we have daytime, and it is Jeff Hornacek waking up with 2 good perimeter looks.
2 minutes left in the third quarter.
Now, Porter has done his job. He has knocked down his perimeter tries, and Kevin Johnson has had trouble getting penetration. Chambers comes back with a nice drive, draws the foul. So a screen to Chambers got him into the paint. He was able to get the shot blocker. Was not able to get there in time. And when Chambers is playing this way, you can bet your life he'll be around in the fourth.
Beautiful move to the left hand by Chambers. Sights the free throw. He's hit all 9 of his free throw attempts. 21 points in the game. Tom Chambers. Hack in trouble. Finds the open man. It'll be Williams fouled by Chambers. Chambers committing his second foul as he trots in disbelief all the way to the other end of the court.
Very aggressive defense by the Phoenix Suns at the point of attack, and they almost got a turnover, but at the end, Tom Chambers was stuck in a 2-on-1 situation. The Trailblazers make that pass to Buck Williams.
Full court pressure. Perry flings it toward the basket and almost went in. So that'll bring the third quarter to a close. The Trailblazers throwing back the third quarter challenge of the Phoenix Suns. Drexler's 3 bottoms out. 30 points for Clyde Drexler, 31 now on the 3.
To more of a perimeter team. Hornacek, he's got it.
Off-balance shot. He hit it anyway. Hornacek now with 16, and 10 of those had been in the second half. But it's like a bunch of Hornaceks. They don't have the natural ability other teams do. They must overachieve to win. I noticed that Tottenham never misses a chance to needle Rick Adelman and the Trailblazers about all the talent they have.
The Trailblazers are truly one of the most athletic teams in the NBA, and Rick Adelman does not like people pointing that out.
Kevin Johnson now for one final drive against this Trailblazer lead. Chambers will step to the line. Chambers, good performance, and is getting his fourth quarter minutes as Cotton now facing an uphill battle against the Blazers. Goes without a center. He's got 3 forwards, Majerle, Chambers, and Perry in the game, along with KJ and Hornacek.
Perry will be the shot blocker in this trio, but what he needs is people that can play the passing lane, force some turnovers, and score at the other end.
Chambers hits at the line. It's 106-97. Dishes to KJ. Back to Hornacek from 16. No good. On the floor, Chambers has it. Drexler, he lost it. And Chambers is fouled as he come out with the ball. Robinson, Drexler, and Chambers all on the floor fighting for it. And Clyde Drexler whistled for his third foul.
Keep the Trailblazers from getting that inside opportunity. Now giving Tom Chambers and the Suns with 6:15 left in the ball game to go to the line. That's 5 team fouls. Chambers has not missed tonight.
Automatic 12 for 12 at the line. Let's go to Joel Myers.
Tom, it may not be an artistic effort so far this afternoon for Kevin Johnson, but he is playing in pain. I just spoke with the Suns trainer. Suffered a knee bruise in the first half. Just banged it once again a few minutes ago. Every break they get, they're spraying ethyl chloride on the right knee and rubbing it at the same time. So he's favoring that right knee.
AJ playing in pain and trying to lift the Suns from behind. They're within 2. Tom Chambers, 13 of 13 at the line, 25 points.
Suns trying to tie it up with this possession.
In the NFL, that would have gone the other way, a reversal. Chambers off the glass to tie the game. Tom Chambers wanted fourth quarter minutes. He's been awfully big today. Drexler rolls it through. Well, the 2 All-Stars coming to the fore. Chambers with 27 for the Suns. Drexler 33 to lead all scorers. And it's been a shootout between the 2 perennial All-Stars.
One of the things you cannot turn the Phoenix Suns loose with Kevin Johnson. Portland had done a good job of keeping Johnson out on the perimeter. Now he's able to find Tom Chambers cutting to the hoop. Chambers goes back to the line.
Chambers again perfect in 13 free throw attempts. The Suns have been on an 11-2 run to get back in the game.
And very quickly, it seemed as though the Trailblazers had control of the game and the scoreboard, and all it takes against either one of these teams is a mistake or 2, momentum changes, and you're suddenly back in the game and almost on top.
And Chambers misses after hitting 14 in a row. The lead 1. Hornacek decides better of it, and they'll set it up on the half court. Chambers, foul.
One of the things that helps you on the way to coming back and getting on top of an opponent, particularly at home, is having that opponent get you into the penalty early. At 6:15, that's where the Phoenix Suns were against the Trailblazers. They are a good free throw shooting team. They've made Portland pay. Chambers trying to push it to a 1-point lead for Phoenix.
And the Suns, who once trailed by 12 points in the third quarter, have roared back to take the lead by 1.
And they have forced the Trailblazers to stall. Let's see if Portland defensively can stop Phoenix. Chambers.
Over Williams, yes! Chambers with 32. The shootout continues. Chambers and Drexler. Corner. Kicks high, and Robinson slams on the follow.
As Steve Jones was just mentioning, look out for Tom Chambers.
Again from underneath the Phoenix basket. Majerle. Chambers turns, fires, no good. And the game will go to overtime. Tom Chambers got the inbounds pass, turned and fired quickly, but off target. And now we go to OT.
This has been a tremendous effort by both teams responding to the challenge when they had to. Portland in the second and third quarters to get control of the game. The Suns in the fourth. We'll see how the first overtime goes, because we may be here.
Both teams do look like championship quality teams, don't they?
Now Kevin Johnson has got to go to the rim. He's going to try to get by. Leaves it for Majerle for 3. Huge.
And Majerle buries the 3. Penetration by Drexler backing, firing against Hornacek. No good. Chambers with his 10th rebound. Hornacek for 3. Majerle on the floor. Saved it to KJ. Chambers. Majerle made that play happen. KJ then dished for the easy one, and a season-high 34 for Chambers. 3-on-2 break. Chambers.
Suns done it with Tim Perry. keeping shots alive, blocking shots. He knocks that Porter drive away. Hornacek in transition finds Tom Chambers wide open, and they have buried those open jump shots here at the first 2 minutes of the first overtime. They've got a 6-point advantage.
With producer Tommy Roy, director John Gonzalez, Ross Schneiderman on stats, Tom Hammond, Steve Chambers disqualified his 6th foul. He leaves with a season-high 36 points and 10 rebounds.
Chambers trying to stay in the game, but Perry said, look, give it to me. Give it to me. They say, no, Tom, you're going to have to leave. So with 2:09, he leaves the ball game. We'll see how big a hole that creates for the Phoenix Suns with Buck Williams on the line with a chance to close in on the lead and make it a 3-point game.
Standing ovation for Tom Chambers as he saw his all-star pick up his 6th foul. Ooh, that hurt after a big afternoon for the Suns. Season-high 36 points. And is Clyde Drexler the man the Trailblazers go to here? Robinson throws it into Drexler. He has 39 points. Spinning on Majerle. Still going. Travel. Drexler called for steps. 2.5 left.
Mid-court, but if you're the Suns, you let them have whatever score they want. The game is over.
Hornacek sinks 2, and the Suns lead goes to 4 with only 1.5 seconds left. This will be 15 in a row at home for the Phoenix Suns.
Close out a quality opponent down the stretch. Drexler for 3.
And the game is over.
Phoenix has snuck to within a game of the first-place Warriors. The Suns' Sunday opponent started their day a half game behind Golden State. Portland was riding a 4-game winning streak when they knocked on the door of Veterans Memorial. That's where we take you. What's tougher, a gorilla dunking over 5 women, or Dan Majerle without the trampoline dunking over Kevin Duckworth? Thunder Dan at 27. But Cotton Fitzsimmons not so sure about those questions. He had a question of how to stop Clyde the Glide. The follow-up on the wild miss, he had a game-high 39. Chambers responds deep into the 4th quarter. He had a game-high 36 for the Suns. Terry Porter the miss, Cliff Robinson the follow, and we went into overtime tied at 117. Thunder Dan unfazed by overtime. Majerle for 3. Good. Jeff Hornacek trying to put the Suns up by 6. Good. But the Blazers don't quit. Their inside version of 3. Porter to Buck. Hacked in the act and it counts. Blazers cut the lead to 2. Drexler trying to drive past Majerle. The Blazers a chance to tie. 6 seconds to go. Called for traveling. The Suns celebrate their 15th consecutive home victory as they win it in overtime by the final of 132 to 128. After the game, Drexler said...